Rio Ferdinand fuels fire at Man United after Solskjaer outburst over no phone call. Rio Ferdinand might have angered Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the second time this season as he claimed the Manchester United boss should be sacked. Former United players have been reluctant to criticize Solskjaer, including the former centre-half and Gary Neville. But Ferdinand has changed his tune and now admits it's time for the Norwegian to hand over the baton following their 2-0 defeat by Manchester City. Solskjaer will hardly appreciate those comments given Ferdinand's previous backing of the manager, with his infamous Ole's at the wheel outburst live on air after Man United's win over PSG in the Champions League in 2019. And it's not the first time Ferdinand has upset the Old Trafford boss this year, as he had a go at Phil Jones. Should Manchester United sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Comment below on his 5 with Vibe podcast. The BT Sport pundit reckons United need to replace Solskjaer. He said, "We started this season with such hope, but also the transfer window that we had, the excitement, we were all sitting there going, this is our time now." Ole was brought in to get us to that point. He was brought in to get the squad intact, get the players in to make us challenge for the league. I sit here now, and I don't think we can challenge for this league. I look at our team every week wondering, what are we gonna do tactically? I don't see any philosophy or identity in the Man United way of playing, whatever that should be from the management. I sit here looking confused at the team. I was always deep down a bit skeptical. Could he take us on to be champions? I wasn't fully convinced. I wasn't sure he could do that. But the showing with this squad that he accumulated to the beginning of this season and what I've seen this season, I just feel it might be about the time now for the baton to be handed over to somebody else who can take us on now. And I think Ole would leave now with his head held high, because from when he came into where he got us at the beginning of the season, I think it's been positive. Ferdinand caught the wrath of Solskjaer in August for claiming Phil Jones, who has been on the sidelines with a serious injury for the best part of 2 years, should have left the club years ago, accusing the defender of occupying a place in the squad that belonged to a youth player. Solskjaer took exception to those comments, which Ferdinand would later apologize for, saying Phil has had a horrible 18, 19, 20 months and probably a year before that as well with injuries, Solskjaer explained. "I think Rio was a bit not out of order. He should have called me and asked why Phil hasn't played or why Phil hasn't been here. Phil is a no fuss, get on with it type of guy, and I think that was out of order completely." Of Ferdinand, "I know more than anyone how it feels to be injured. Phil is still not 30 years of age. Since I came back here, he's battled against his knee injury and he put his body on the line every single training session, every single game. There are a few times we've had to manage him and he's never done anything but give everything for the club." Rio of all should know more than go out and say this. "I wanted to say a lot. I've not said a lot about Phil's injury because I protect him. He never does social media, never has to do interviews, just gets his head down, proper professional, no fuss, a family man, and just wants to get back fit." We managed to get him half an hour against Burnley, which was the first half an hour against an opponent. I was out for 2 years in a 3-year period with a knee injury and Phil has battled valiantly, and I know how Phil has felt. Because you're embarrassed at times coming in, but he has to look after his career and he's now getting back to fitness. Now is not the time for me to throw him in. Maybe give him a little more, a month, 6 weeks and he'll be there. For me as a manager, to see he can see light at end of the tunnel, it's great because I've been through the same. I think Rio knows as well, he'll feel a little bit